I walk past the little folding fans in Dollar Tree all the time, and today I thought, let's start flipping them suckers open. I've always wanted to just flip them open, and honestly, it's really not as easy as you think. But I know you're not here for my flipping, folding fan skills, as sad as it makes me. Whatcha? One more time. Okay, I'm done. Or am I? I'm just kidding. Isn't it pretty? This one's really pretty with the bright green and the gold. Some of these have little tassels dangling off of them, which is great because I really hate making tassels, so I'm gonna hoard them suckers for later. I just took it off and plopped it over in my pile to the side of the table. And be mindful when you're opening these, because certain ways they won't extend fully, and then other ways like this one, it extends all the way out and you can see the entire fan. For this tabletop decor piece, I wanted the fan to extend the entire length of the tray here. And I'm going to use a little floral foam scrap piece that I had sitting along the side because I just needed two small sections to be able to brace the fan right in the center. Well, not exactly in the center, on the sides of the center, because if you notice, the center kind of sticks down a little bit, and I wanted it to have a brace, and the floral foam provided that for me and allowed me to plop the ends of the fan in place and hold it once I glued it. For a long hold, I'm going to be using tacky glue to assist me with the hot glue. I want to make sure that the fan stays open, and there are a couple ways you can go about this. For this particular project, I just decided to make sure I use some tacky glue and some hot glue on each side of the ends of our fan. This way, the design stayed completely displayed. I had some hot glue foam sticks sitting around and put them suckers in my hot glue gun and went ham where I had the little floral foam pieces on each side just to ensure that this was going to stay in place when I had it all put together. To fill up the tray, I'm just using some of the little river rocks from Dollar Tree. Put whatever you want in here and use whatever color fan and tray you want to recreate this for what works for your home decor. I personally wanted to bring out that white and added a white candle and some white florals into our floral foam, and I love this so much. A super easy way to decorate with these is to hang them on the wall. And you can do that with whatever method makes sense for you. This is just my staging area, and I keep some little Velcro sticks attached to the wall. So I just took an adhesive and put on the back of the fan so I could connect them in the spots that I had the Velcro on the wall. Obviously use whatever works for you. I took some decor pieces to put in the center of them to just kind of tie in the whole look of the fans with some decorations that I had handy to me. You can, of course, take this idea and remix it into what works for your home and add as many fans on your walls as you want. Whatcha? Sorry. I can't help it. It's so much fun. On a serious note, this particular design is what inspired me to want to DIY with these folding fans. I really thought it was beautiful, and I had an idea that just popped to mind as soon as I seen it when I was messing with them. We're gonna take this square down, and you can create this look with whatever way it makes sense for you. I knew that this was going to be long enough to keep the span of the fan open, so our design is displayed at all times. I want to create a floral wall decor piece with this, so I'm going to just put this square dowel in the center of this and make sure that it's even across the board to where we can apply some glue onto plastic sections of the fold. People, as you're doing this, you're going to want to make sure that you hold that stick in place and allow the hot glue to dry for as long as it takes, my friends. And I say this because anytime I noticed that I was starting to let up pressure, that it was instantly starting to close, and the little pieces of plastic that I had to hot glue, it was just folding under those sections in the center here. Once it was completely dry, off camera, I go back and apply a nice thick layer around and a little bit of tacky glue in the center where all the little plastic pieces meet. Once that side was dry, I grabbed a little piece of floral foam. We are going to glue this sucker right to the center of the plastic on the front of our fan here. Now you can put this wherever you want. I decided to put it in this section mostly because I wanted to leave that little gold bit that our faith, all the faith that we have this fan is sticking together, leave that alone. And if you want to come back and put a tassel on that or add anything hanging off of that, you can. We're going to take some florals and stick in our floral foam. And I know these look peach on film, but I'm telling you, they were pink when I purchased them. One more time for the people who skipped in the front. Just kidding. This beautiful pattern reminds me of that blue willow china pattern, and I thought these would look stunning as a large wall decor piece. We're going to need 2 of these for this particular project, and we're going to need a brace. For that, I'm going to take this Dollar Tree wood plank and use it to attach both of our fans to. Use whatever you want as your brace. I wanted something large and heavy, so this way I could put a bracket on the back of it as well and not have to have any weight applied on both of the fans since they're so thin and fragile. I'm gonna take this white multi-surface paint and just paint the very center of this plank because that's what's possibly going to show through both of the fans. I didn't do the whole thing. You can do the whole thing if you want. I just needed to make sure that the center, if it was able to be seen, it matched everything cohesively. I'm taking this tacky glue to help me attach this floral mesh that I have from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna put this right in the center where we put our paints, and I'm not going to do it any particular way. I'm going to just flop it right over its own pattern all along the center, overlapping it with the tacky glue and the hot glue to ensure that we have a long-lasting hold and a quick immediate hold. And make sure whatever you're using to help you apply this protects your little finger bits. When you're happy with how you have your mesh spread out, and if you don't want to use this mesh, use ribbon or don't use anything, just use the paint. I thought it would just be a nice addition because we're going to apply some florals in here as well. I'm adding some glue to make sure that we keep our fans spread completely open. So this way our design is displayed extremely well, showing the fan from point to point. I held everything in place for a minute or so to make sure it was all attached and then flipped this completely upside down. When I went to attach the second fan completely opposite of the first one, I noticed there was some gaps. So I grabbed some more of that mesh and started putting it in there. So this way there was no spaces from the paint, the mesh, and then both of our folding fans. Once I had that all down, I then took the other fan and glued that down the same exact way that I glued the first one. This piece is pretty big, and I feel like the idea itself could be remixed into so many different things. You could absolutely take a welcome sign and put it in the center, use some of that floral foam, and put some decorative pieces over it to hide the floral foam. You could pop a mirror in the center of here as long as you have the correct brackets to hold everything in place and the right glue. I decided to take some bright floral colors and pop in here. I feel like oranges and yellows go really well with this color blue. And then add a pretty metal floral right in the center. As always, thank you all so much for hanging out with me today, and until next time.